Welcome back. We are here for Apocalypse Keys, Bonds of Power, episode 14. It's been a little bit. I don't know if anybody remembers anything truly from last time, but I remember, or from a quick rewatch, it's like people were talking, people were revealing hearts, people were heading to McDonald's, and yeah, um, people were also heading to Vegas, which is where our newest mystery is. But I mean, if anybody remembers anything more specific about their own characters, please feel free and then speak up.
What I have noted from last time is that Petri just kind of casually dropped the bomb of what god Zero is believed to be, and also suggested or said a word that I know I noted, but now I can't find it, that Zero will absolutely be looking
Sporagmos.
into. Thank you. That's the one.
What is it?
Sporagmos.
Okay.
In the real world, it is a specific kind of Dionysian ritual dismemberment.
Tearing apart a person like a dog toy.
We'll
Yep.
see.
But fun
But
places.
fun.
And
Okay.
everyone's extremely drunk is the other part of that ritual.
Maenads kind of thing. Yeah. Who knows? We'll see. All right.
Or fix, who can say?
I mean, it's going to be possible in Vegas, and what happens in Vegas may stay in Vegas. So, yeah, we'll see.
Well, it
Anybody
depends
else?
how many parts we bring with us.
Yeah, exactly.
Gonna
who gets torn
turn
apart.
Vegas into one giant mold cube.
Anyway, anybody else wanna recall anything from last time?
We went to McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
Zero strode around calling people mortal.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
Also,
good.
everyone thinks that Zero has a crush on all these people.
Yes.
Does he though?
I don't think Zero has room in his head or heart for anyone else.
Fair.
It's great. All right.
He's barely even in there though.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a very small place.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there was that whole bit with Wisp and the like follower that we mentioned. Petri did something weird. Petri was in the garden. Oh right. I started making Peter a thing that I could reference. That's what happened. There's just a guy in here. And he is still, in fact, in here.
We'll see. We shall see. Okay. All right. Let's continue onward. With what else is going on? So, again, you got your orders. Agents Danvers, Cobb, and Ehrlich are with you, and they are essentially flying you to Vegas to meet with your contact, Mr. Geyer. Just pull on my description here from last time.
You gotta set your impulses.
Yes, please set your impulses. Okay. Beak-nosed. And he has a house right outside of Vegas, and I think when he brings you into his home, from underneath the desert, like, the dry landscape, one, that's surprising, but two, I mean, like, it's actually not surprising considering the reality shifting that's going on that Division was talking about. So they want you to look into it because also Mr. Geyer, their contact, has said this is what's going on. So there's and just as a refresh, so there's a reappearance of a relic of significant power called the Chernobog deck. So proto tarot collection of legendary cards. So it's said to have been written with the blood of lost and murdered deities. The deck was believed to be destroyed in the Great London Fire, but now it, or some kind of replica of it, has appeared in Las Vegas, Nevada. And so they are thinking that with the arrival of significant magical forces, this is related to the deck. And a lot of counterfactual reality warping has happened here in this little square of Las Vegas that has changed 4 casinos, all facing each other, into different themes, different realities. They're not quite sure because, again, the reality warping is not letting their instruments or their oracles read what exactly is going on, which is why you've all been sent to investigate. Okay?
The question is, do the opposite pairs of casinos add up to 7?
I'm sorry?
The question is, do the opposite pairs of casinos add up to 7?
No. It's affected 4 casinos. So what they used to
Making
be...
a dice joke.
Ah, gotcha.
Oh, I thought you were winning at Baccarat.
Play Baccarat, so...
I don't think that's how you win at Baccarat either.
So, anyway. Okay. So, on a player point of view, it's like you have 4 facets that you have to find keys to associate with. The nature of the Chernobog deck, reality warped casinos, the Harbinger, the Door of Power, and actually I believe from Vivi's move that you have the option to either change or create a whole new facet to add to this mystery. So that is up to you. But that's currently the facets that are on the table right now. And you also have a key. I forget.
Can I do that whenever, or do we have to do it sort of declare it early?
No, I don't think you have to declare it early. I mean, like, I think it's at least like, from playing the Between a lot. I'm gonna say that it's like whenever you want to end up putting your thumb on the scale, when you think kind of where you think things are going. But I'm trying to remember off the top of my head if that key that you got from that particular move is something that I give you or you create. I always forget. Let's see, that was the division move.
Is this from the Dream Protocols move?
I believe so, yeah. Let me see.
It's a clue supplied by the Keeper.
Okay. All right. So let me just see what is available to get now that you're here in Vegas. But in the meantime, while I'm looking at this, basically Mr. Geyer has risen his house from underneath the desert. And you see basically cool dark hallways, kind of modern but bare. It's almost temple-like with wall murals that look like etched mountains. Yeah. And it's pretty sparse, but he does have like kind of copper basins that have, cool foods, like fruits and cheeses, maybe like a rudimentary charcuterie board, basically, things to like finger foods and such. But there is also a separate one that is set off to the side, looking like it's next to a comfortable looking chair, and it's just full of pate. Mr. Geyer will offer you pate, but it's like he'll say, I have to give you a separate one because that one's mine. But anyway. tea. I think there's also piped music that is here in Mr. Geyer's house. It sounds like it's from a local station. And just kind of has like some generic tunes on it and what have you. But I think as you all come into the house, I'm gonna say that I'm trying to think if there was anything that was associated. From the previous missions, do any of you remember if there was any kind of um, music that you had heard, like either from the local radio or from your surroundings, like if there was any kind of specific tune that you had heard in previous areas?
I don't think so. I don't think it's ever come up.
Okay.
Yeah, not that I can recall either.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, never.
Okay, just want to make sure. Alrighty. So, yes, Mr. Geyer will offer you some refreshments. What kind of what do you drink? What can I provide? And yes, you would eat the pate.
I think he'd start to eat the pate, get a little bit on his tongue, and then just no, not eating the pate.
What kind of pate did you say this was? Or did we just get pate?
You just get pate. I mean, like it's part of the I don't know what you want to call it. Like it's like on a canopy board that he has
Okay.
in the basins in the bronze basins. But I mean, like with crackers and such. But yeah, he has his own platter for himself.
Vivi will attempt human interactions. Oh no, I couldn't. I'm still absorbing so much of the energy from that last pulsar, but thank you.
Yeah, you look like one that would definitely get sustenance from something else, for sure. Well,
But
I'm glad you're
it looks
here.
well. It looks lovely. It's very uniform and moist.
And it's quite good. And he takes a delicate pecking at the cracker that he's spread some pate on. Shouldn't go to waste.
I want Sprite,
Ah,
the, the sharp tasting one from McDonald's.
oh. I don't actually have the fountain stuff, but I suppose I can fake it from a soda stream. And he goes to what
There's
looks
a
like
stream of soda.
A river of soda.
Like
Take us to the river.
it's like you've never been to a hot spring before.
that's what. Anyway, um,
If I wanted sharp tasting carbonated water, I'd go to Montana.
Is that like McDonald's?
Is it close to Las Vegas?
we there are
We don't know.
McDonald's around here, but I mean they're quite expensive. I don't suppose Division has given you all some walking about money. And Cobb will pipe up and say, I don't think we're going to be gambling, sir. I think we'll be trying to figure out where this deck is and trying to, you know, uh, find the source of the anomalies. And that's when he just kind of looks at Cobb and and goes wordlessly to what looks like pillars, like in front of this dark door, like dark mahogany door. And you realize when he pulls on one of the pillars, it's a gigantic refrigerator. And somehow he's got like a fountain set up like in it and such. It's not going to be as good as McDonald's fountain soda, but I mean it's pretty close, pretty close. And he takes a beaker-sized glass and then fills it full of the fizzy drink and hands it to you, Wisp. It's about as close as I can get.
She takes the glass, but she's eyeing it warily. It's not in the McDonald's cup. Surely it won't taste as good.
I'm not McDonald's. I mean, this is about as close as I can get. Anyway, the reason I called, well, Division's help is because I can no longer access that part of Las Vegas. And that's a problem.
You can no longer access it, as in you have been banished, or as in it is no longer there, or you're having some mobility problems?
He will literally swirl from the refrigerator and do this motion as if he has wings, where he rises from the ground slightly and then kind of flaps over to you, Vivi, and he just kind of puts the bar of his forearm near your neck. I don't have mobility issues. I've been blocked. I've been shut out.
The first
Isn't
one, then,
that the
banishment.
problem? By no force that I know. I need Division to find out why and let me back in. There's a particular, let's just say, criminal that I need to catch.
Do we have to catch them for you?
No. I claim them as mine. I just need you to give me, or figure out how to get me access back in. This,
What if we brought them to you?
if you could do that, then
McDonald's?
are you saying that you would bring out this criminal that needs to be apprehended so I would take you all to McDonald's? Is that what I'm given to understand?
We
That
know-
at least likely.
Sorry, McDonald's
have
is a
no interest in-
restaurant. I think it's a reasonable thing to ask.
Are we normally supposed to get something else?
I've just never heard of that as a reward before. Usually they require some kind of monetary reward or some kind of favor to be cashed in later. I've never heard of. Sure, McDonald's it is. Yes.
Well, they can
yes.
have McDonald's. I will take a favor.
That's what I was expecting. Okay. So,
Hmm.
Sorry, Cobb is here, right?
yeah, Cobb is here.
Vivi just looks over their shoulder at Cobb and just shoots him this look like, look what you have wrought.
Mm-hmm.
Zero
Mhm.
will kind of lean toward Wisp and should we have asked for the money?
Wisp looks really troubled for a moment. And then she'll just kind of nod and look over at Geyer and say, wait, hold on. What if we want money?
If you need money, I mean, I can provide it in coin, literally,
How
if
did
need
the
be.
how did the agents react to that suggestion? I'm curious.
So Lydia looks uncomfortable, but she's not saying anything because uh, she's just waiting to see how Mr. Geyer's going to react. Agent Ehrlich is kind of looking at Vivi, thinking, or like looking like she's about to ask them a question, but like hasn't quite formulated what the question is going to be yet. And then Cobb is he looks like he wants to specify the terms of the monetary reward. But they're kind of, I think I think they're all in their own way struck dumb because they realize this is not a completely human situation.
Will we need money in Vegas? Maybe you pay us half now.
And Geyer will look at the agents, and Cobb will nod, but say specifically, whatever you can provide for us to be able to have a cover, like as if we're going to be buyers for the deck, maybe? It sounds like there's some kind of deal that's going down, and we need to be able to have that. What is it? Money talks? I mean, whatever kind of currency you think that we're going to need. And Geyer nods, and then he's going to go over to a corner behind his comfy chair and the pate dish, and he's going to kind of kick what looks like a lacquer chest, and inside the chest looks like ancient gold coins. You won't be able to play with these, mind you. Don't use these to gamble, but you will be able to use these to bargain. If you're going to pretend to buy the deck.
Are those drachma?
And he just gives you this look like, and how would you know that?
I don't know.
Hmm. Uh, Something like it. And he will hand you, or like he'll pull out these leather sacks, like very soft, very worn leather sacks, and give each of you, like, it's like he kind of like weighs out, like in his hands, like how much he thinks, things will be. And he gives each of you a sack that you can, have on your person. One good thing about these is that no one's gonna be able to pickpocket you when you're there. Mug you? Maybe. Pickpocket you? No.
He says, I, I should hope not, and places the coins, or tries to place the coins sideways into a different reality. Does that work?
I mean, as it's going in, I'm sure it's like jingling weirdly, It's like sounds hollow, but yeah, I mean they'll be pocketed okay in your alternate bag of holding dimension. um so what can I tell you? And he will unfold in a map, like actually on the floor because it's kind of a big one. Um he'll show you the configuration of the 4 casinos, and it has the original names on them, like Mandalay's, Bally's, hold on,
MGM.
Luxor and Excalibur,
Uh,
like, the original names on each of them. And he'll point to each of them and say, they were like this, but when I used to be able to go in. But now, they are all changed, as far as I can tell. But I can't go in to check. And
Where does the exclusion begin, and what happens when you try?
I will lead you to the edge. To the edge of the square. And you will see what happens when I try to get back in. And he kind of like rubs his back when he says that. So obviously nothing good, at least for him. But I will tell you, there are powers or individuals that play a lot at each of the casinos, and I think they are all going to be at their respective places of power. And so I need you to, again, see about breaking this hold, this block. I don't know if it's to protect the possible bargain or meeting to buy or sell this deck, but whatever it is, there are 4 people to watch out for when you're there. And he's going to tell you about Lisa Steele, who's associated with Wolf Towers. He's going to tell you about Hildy Mist, who's associated with Archivist. And then he's going to tell you about Mr. Fire, who's new in town, which he suspects is the seller, if he has anything to do with it, because he's a new addition to the Red Rock. And then finally there's Constanius Grimaldi, who's associated with Sherwood Forest. And when he says Sherwood Forest, he will just kind of look at you, Wisp, and look you up and down and saying, this Constanius, he seems to also be new to the square, but I've seen, before I was blocked out, I've seen people such as yourself over at Sherwood Forest. I don't know if that's important to you or if that's why you were sent to come here.
I think Wisp kind of sinks down into the chair that she's sitting in, and takes like a deep drink of Sprite, um, to kind of avoid responding. Um, most Fae she knows, or most Fae that like would be on this side of the veil or whatever, are not particularly pleasant, and I don't think she's looking forward to meeting any new ones.
I mean, would you say that they're the people that are on this side of your people? Do you think that they're renegades, or they've been dragged here like yourself, or they might be specifically hunting you? What do you think?
Hmm. I don't think the idea that they would be hunting her has
Hmm.
crossed her mind.
Hmm.
Although, like, I think if that were to turn out to be the case, she wouldn't be surprised.
Hmm.
I think it's mostly that the Fae that move freely between the Fae realm and ours, are the ones with the means to do so. And those are the Fae that Wisp hates. The ones that are sort of sponges for power and wealth.
And then this is where he's going to ask, so were you planning on just walking right on in, or were you going to, well, I guess you can't quite disguise one such as yourself. Um, and he just kind of like refers to Wisp because you're so tall and so massive comparably. Um, but that actually might work in your favor if they think that you're representing interested parties, maybe, for this gathering. But who's to say?
Do we know if this deck is being sold at the Sherwood Forest, or has that yet to be determined?
Ah, yet to be determined. I mean, the main problem is that this has warped the reality of 4 separate casinos. As if it's trying to make them into specific suits to absorb into itself. And there's no telling, although it looks pretty clear that this might be the real deck. It was supposedly destroyed, but if someone has found a powerful copy of it, or this is the deck trying to reassert itself, then it's going to continue to change reality and spread outside of Vegas. I don't know if there's a possible way to contain it, but I think if I find my quarry, then at least that's one power off the table.
Were there people inside the casinos?
Yes, yes, but
Are there still people inside the casinos?
they may be changed. Or they, well, yeah. I'm gonna say that the doors of realities are open. So if there are folks that got changed because of the warping, they are becoming more of where they were. I mean, I can't see. I don't know how changed they are, but or they may be just trapped, gambling still in a between world, but no way of knowing. At least for me. I can't go in.
What kind of surface thoughts or feelings am I picking up from Mr. Geyer?
He's staying calm, but he's really angry that he can't access Vegas and search for his quarry, which you know from his surface thoughts because they're just brimming in his mind that he's looking for Prometheus. And I don't know if that's going to ring any bells in your mind, though, Zero. It could just be a name, or it could be somebody you know. Who's to say? I leave that up to you.
I'm not sure how much he is consciously aware of, but I think upon hearing that name, he is going to try and deepen his senses. And Mr. Geyer can't hide his heart from me.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So, all right. Do. Darkness tokens and roll. I mean, I don't even know whether you guys developed any darkness tokens from before or not. So,
I've been sitting on 4, so I'm going to spend. Wait, how many bonds do I have? Not that many. I'm going to spend 2.
okay. Sure.
A 12.
On an 11 plus, their minds bleed into yours. Choose one above, and they will choose one to ask you as well. And I will tell you how their heart is corrupted by your power. Oh, noes. Gain a bond. Gain a bond with them. So, choose one of those things, and I will choose one to ask you.
I am going to ask what he is or what they are truly afraid of.
They are afraid that they will not be able to mete out justice to Prometheus, and he is going to get away. And there goes his duty. And he will answer to someone who will be quite terrible about his failure. What can he ask you? Let's see. Oh man, these are great questions, but I don't know if Geyer would ask you one of these. Maybe he would sense what you're doing and sense that you're peeking into his head, and he will like kind of look at you with those burning dark eyes, and he will say, "And what are you truly afraid of? You've seen me. What about you?"
Is he truly afraid of? I think today he is afraid of never being able to live up to the greatness he knows within. He knows is within.
And having gotten that answer, I think he's going to just smirk a little bit and say, "Well, then I guess you have to figure out who you really are then." Let's see. How their heart is corrupted by your power. think I think that Geyer will go into a dream. A daydream of theirs. And their greatest wish is going to sink into their heart and be a consuming obsession. I mean, before it was just like, this is their purpose, this is their goal, but now it's going to be an obsession, and you're going to see a part of that when they go out to bring you to the edge of the Las Vegas square, where you will be entering. Well, you will all be able to enter in, but they won't. And then you'll see what the corruption's going to be. Okay. All right. Just trying to think of how much to give you, or just jump on in. I mean, you have the choice of entering anywhere, like when you go into the square between the four casinos. I mean, that's kind of like more neutral territory. But aside from that, then like they're all facing each other, and they all look different because of what they're turning into. So let me see. There we go.
So
See,
just
yeah.
oh, sorry, a
No, go ahead.
question.
Go ahead.
Just to clarify in my brain, like geographically what's going on in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So the strip is gone, like everything's gone except for these four casinos is what we're about to find. Is that
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, because they can't access, like Geyer cannot access Vegas at all, and they're frustrated because they can't get to Prometheus, who they know is walking around there somewhere, but they can't find it. They can't go and find him. So they're all joined by a central waterworks fountain plaza and a wide variety of walkways between the buildings. And these walkways are kind of haphazardly joining each of the casinos to each other. So they're not quite visible from the outside, but when you're inside the casinos, you'll be able to see different pathways, like leading into another casino, like next to it, or however they're facing. It has a spectacular water and light show in the evening, and the casinos have alignment north, south, east, and west. Okay. And I put in the POI, which also has the people that I mentioned, as well as fair facsimiles of what I was trying to go for each of the locations. And then next to the location pictures are the suits that they are hinting at. So Archivist is about knives, Red Rock is about chains, Sherwood Forest, of course, is about trees, and Wolf Towers is about beasts. So, did you have any specific questions before I at least show you how to get into the square?
Any thoughts on where we should start?
Each of the people that I mentioned have equal opportunity and possibility of being the buyer or seller of the deck, if that's what's going down.
It's just the one deck. It's not. Usually when there's an auction.
One deck. This one deck is enough. I mean, look, it's changed Las Vegas. If that reality break spreads, it's gonna open up all sorts of realities to, well, the rest of the world. But why not? Why not start at Vegas?
Sure, but the name implies at least two. If there's a black god deck, why wouldn't there be a white god deck?
There might be a replica, but I mean, again, if you think it's even gone down the path of someone trying to recreate it or counterfeit it, how much worse is it if it's real? If it's the real thing.
I
And
don't think you'll like my answer to that question.
I don't like the imagining the answer to that question, son.
Should we just destroy it?
I think this is where Agent Danvers is going to pipe up and say, I think, well, as clear as it possibly can be, which is like mud, but I think our goal, our mission is to discover the nature of the deck and find out what the purpose is of the reality warped casinos. Why them? Why why not go elsewhere? Something that won't be as exposed to the populace? We should try to secure them. Because if we destroy them and not knowing what they do or how they're going to affect reality, that might make it so much worse.
Okay.
Although Cobb will say at your elbow, or at your shoulder, Zero. But I don't think that's ever stopped you guys from going off piste.
Nope. Right. So that one. And he's just going to point, and it will be at the Archivist.
Oh, interesting. Now, I'm saying that once you get inside Las Vegas, I'm not saying that you all have to stick together, but, you have the playground that is the four casinos. So if you want to split up and then do some investigation, like, separately or in pairs, or group, whatever, then, totally, totally go for it, okay? I think Geyer will, right outside for him is a few miles away, so you may want to take a conveyance. I think this is where Cobb will pull out like the hidden. It's a van. It like manages to fit everyone in like for themselves as well as like you four. Um but I think as he's bringing out um the van, I think you're going to hear like a yelling inside the hover jet. And it's like you'll hear, "What the hell are you doing in here? Shit! Stowaway!" And then down the gangplank of the hover jet, I think this is where you see Donovan like kind of staggering out of one of the storage closets in the hover jet. I didn't mean to. I wanted to go where Wisp was going. I felt I needed to. I couldn't stay at Division. I'm healed. I'm fine. I just need to Go.
Even though
Wish
it's not Wisp's fault, I think Vivi will just sort of send a disapproving glance over at Wisp.
that is so mean. Oh my god.
Yeah, she looks back at you like I think she even like whispers, and she's not good at whisper. I didn't tell him to come. I told him to leave. Different verb.
Well, obviously, like, since you didn't quite whisper, I mean, he hears you and he, like, he just kind of, like, turns pleading eyes to you and says, I felt that I needed to be where you are. There's something here.
Vivi just looks around. There are many things here.
No, no, no. People, something of her land. Something of her land is here. Nearby.
When I said that you needed to leave the vision, I did not mean you need to follow me. Now, you should go somewhere. I
I
hear
will.
Montana is very nice.
I don't know where that is.
I don't either.
But I need to go there. And he points to Vegas. There's something in there. I feel it close. The land. I need to go. If not with you, then I need to see. And Geyer will kind of comment under his breath, but you can hear him wisp. Is it calling him home?
Is it calling you home, Donovan?
Something is. Something is. It feels like I need to go there. So close.
I think that everything in Wisp wants to be like, no, like absolutely not. Like you can go with one of the other omens, but I'm not babysitting you. But I think the fact that he looks like her in a way sort of softens her a little bit. And I'm gonna take 2 darkness tokens for despairing here.
Sure,
That's one of my
sure.
conditions.
Absolutely.
But she'll like sort of roll her eyes, like I can't believe say this. Fine, Donovan. I'll help you find what you're looking for. Happy?
He doesn't know what to say. He just turns those wide pleading eyes to you, just like wordlessly, as if like to say it's like I go where you go. So
Vivi makes a face. It would be simpler to simply leave him here in a loop, a bubble.
really, okay. Are you going to do something about that, Vivi?
Sure, why not?
Oh
let's
boy.
be terrible.
Okay. What do you
And
plan on doing?
Vivi will just casually wave a limb and use time distortion to to speed him up or slow him down to make him experience time so that we are moving very fast.
Slow him down.
Slow him down, yeah.
All right, so Vivi will slow him right down.
Okay. So that is brain, sorry. Power through darkness? No. Unleash the dark? You're enforcing your will on him.
Yeah.
Okay. Spend darkness tokens and roll, please.
This feels like a good choice to spend 3 of them.
Yeah, ruin this man.
Oh my.
Do it.
11.
Yep.
On an 11 plus, your control falters and you go too far. Choose one of those up above, but I describe an unintended consequence.
Choose one. I'm not sure which one describes this best. I mean, the condition out of time would seem to make sense, but that might be too strong for what I rolled.
I mean, you could go for confuse them for some time, but then I tell you how that gets wowed up. Um,
I mean, I suppose getting what I want from them is for them to temporarily stop
oh,
in
okay.
every sense of the word.
Mm.
Pretty sure that kills people.
Temporarily is doing an important lifting in that sentence.
On an 11 plus?
Oh, yeah. Your control falters and you go too far. Choose one. All right, so you're gonna get what you want from them? Is that what you were planning on doing?
Yeah, I think that's close.
You want them to stop, huh?
Yeah. We have enough people competing for Wisp's attention. We don't need more.
Mm. That's out of jealousy, Vivi. Um. Anyway, so let's see. I think when you order, well, tell me what it looks like first as you're trying to contain him to get him
I
to
think
stop.
there's sort of just a sense of vibration, and Donovan's clearly in the middle of either moving or saying something, and it just kind of slows to a halt. Maybe he starts to tip over, and Vivi will just gently put a hand out to keep his form steady.
He starts to turn into stone, like he's encased.
Vivi legit does a double take. What is that has never happened before. And then Vivi will look at Petri accusingly.
I think it's time to power through some darkness.
What do you plan on doing to do these extraordinary or avert imminent danger if that's what you think is going on?
And I'm gonna grab him. See what happens.
Oh my gosh.
Just like I did
Avoid.
with Zero that one time.
Oh dear. Well, we know how well that went. That's great.
How's your hand, by the way?
I think that may be the moment when you realize Zero is gone.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Okay, anyway, 2 dice.
Darkness tokens?
I'm assuming I have 3 from just forgetting to add them.
Okay. Are you using them all, or are you going to just use 1 or 2?
I'm gonna use 2.
Okay.
Good fucking thing I did, because that is a 6 on the dice, so I rolled an 8.
Okay. 8 to 10, you use your powers with great precision and effect, changing the situation before you.
I don't think I'm gonna stop him from turning to stone. I think I'm gonna rip out the part that isn't, and then just grow him a new him.
Holy shit. Whoa. I mean, you're literally taking a new Donovan into this reality? Is that what's happening?
No. I'm not reality warping. I'm using my other powers. I'm stimulating vast cellular growth with my weird fungus body.
Oh my god. Okay, so you're oh my god, you're growing a clone?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
The
You
rest of him's gonna be the stone. I assume the head isn't a rock, so it's fine.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I think all of the agents are like, stock still again because it's like, this is the weirdest that they've seen you do for a while. Um, is he gonna be okay, Petri? I mean,
He got legs.
I think. I mean, you're just gonna get a bond with Donovan, so put that on your list.
Awesome.
If he will just huff at everyone. Juveniles.
So where did Zero go?
To the casino he pointed at.
Okay. And
It was the archivist.
okay. But I think before that, I think Geyer is going to realize that you're gone, but then, like, kind of lead the rest of you over to the square and then, like, slam their fists against, like, pretty much thin air. But while you can, reach through, wave through, whatever, I mean, like, you can pass through, no problem. You see almost like there's some kind of energy force that causes some kind of ripples in the reality. It's like kind of like making like ripples of water in the air itself where he's going. He can't break through it. It's like kind of splashing him, so you see like these weird distortions in the air around him. See what I mean? I can't get in there and get him.
Because this is going so well for me. Oh wait, no, this is, I'm not there. Sorry. This is 0.
And yeah, he's just gonna say, kind of do this ironic like bow a little bit and say, go right ahead.
All right.
Get that son of a bitch. But bring
What
him to me.
what did he do? Anyway. Why are you so mad?
I am a bringer of justice. He broke a divine law. And he's still being punished. Or he would be if he didn't escape. And I was able to do my job. So I either need to get in there and get him, or he needs to be brought out here so I can mete out punishment.
So you're like a cop.
No. I'm his jailer.
That's worse. You understand how that's worse, right?
He broke the law. He wasn't supposed to do what he did.
When?
He kind of will not say anything in front of the humans, in front of the agents, but he'll convey it through his eyes, and he'll show the omens. Like, each one of you will receive a telepathic vision in your head of when this Prometheus, you can't quite see because, I mean, like, it's kind of blurred out, but I mean, like, you can see this godly being triumphantly bearing fire into the darkness and bringing it down from where he scraped it from, I think, Apollo's chariot, and then brought it down, blazing, to bring light to the humans.
So it's been a while. Don't you like want to do anything else? Like, have you ever been to a McDonald's?
I have a function to perform. I don't just. It is not just something I do, it is something I am. I am present when he is shackled up on that mountain. And I feed. The punishment has not ended. The judgment stands.
Okay.
Have you ever tried to be anything else?
Yeah, Geyer doesn't have anything to say about that. Just, again, like, just kind of, like, purses his lips and then, or purses their lips and then, like, kind of just turns their burning dark eyes on you.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's still time.
Nothing but time. Unless, before you go in there, unless the deck changes hands, or the deck is released, or whatever is going to happen happens. Because this has already been changing the face of this spot of the world. It's opened doors. Other realities are coming through.
I don't want to try to shove Gyre through the barrier with dimensional phasing.
You're gonna try to phase him.
Yeah.
Interesting. The blah. I think you're gonna have to power through darkness on this one.
So it worked so well for me last time.
Sure, absolutely.
We will look at the rippling barrier at Gyre and we'll just taught in a very human kind of way. Getting 11 again. I
You
might
are
spend a
on the
bond.
edge of disaster. Choose one. Mark a condition to exert better control of your powers, or let me tell you how the situation is not under your control.
Can I mark a bond?
Sure, that brings you down to 10. Who are you marking?
Question. Um, Petri, because Vivi literally just had to be rescued from this and is kind of has something to prove at the moment. So Petri's there. Is like, I can normally do this.
Okay.
Use your powers with great precision and effect, changing the situation before you. So what are you trying to do with him, them?
Get him over the threshold into Vegas so that we can look for the deck and he can chase his person down and we can not have to worry about that.
Okay.
And also so he'll make the other people on the team happy by giving them McDonald's.
Alrighty. you get a bond with Geyer. That's one. And I'm gonna say that when you do this, kind of phase him into the barrier,
Mm-hmm.
he changes. So, you are hands on him, shifting, phasing him through the barrier itself. And I think when you shove him through the barrier, then he changes from this beak-nosed human into this massive vulture, bigger than a human. And he spreads his wide wings very wide. I mean, he's probably the size of a small plane at that point. And then you see him turn his very wicked beak towards the sky, and he, takes off, and he will flap to the what's the word? The battlements of the Red Rock.
If he looks down at their hands and then back up, that was not me. They turned into Petri. That one wasn't me. Right. Well,
Agent Ehrlich will look at you, Vivi, and just kind of look at the vulture, because that's what it is, with wonder in her eyes, and go, he said that he was meting out punishment to Prometheus. He's the vulture? Eating his liver?
if you will just look
Forever?
back at Agnes and go, I'm sorry, pardon what?
That's the myth, I believe.
What myth?
Prometheus was being punished, shackled to a mountain top, and a vulture was sent every day to feed on his liver. And it would
That
grow
seems
back.
highly impractical. Yeah, indeed. Human livers, I mean, you have
Is
to.
that why we weren't supposed to eat his pate?
I think so. That was his. Oh my.
He turns. Did you eat? Did you eat? Are you going to turn into a vulture now?
No, no, no. I'm not a Titan deity. So, no. Let's go gamble.
Well, if he brushes their hands off, well, that's taken care of. Shall we?
Okay. So, is everybody going to Archivist, or is it just going to be Zero? As the Vulture is, heading over to Red Rock, and Zero is heading over to Archivist. Because I'm going to, I will describe each of the places as we go, and then, you will, tell me stuff, and then I will deal with each of you in turn. Let's go ahead and take our first break, though, because I feel bad that I waited too long. 10 minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes should be good. So at the 12 mark, okay? See you then. Okay. So everybody's heading to Archivist? Is that what's happening?
I think Zero would go for where the vulture is. So Red Rock, I suppose.
Okay. Just want to know where everybody else is going before I...
I reserve the right to pick last.
You're not
I
transferring.
assume Red Rock for Vivi.
Wisp?
I think there's probably a moment where Wisp thinks she's going to follow Zero.
Uh-huh.
But no, I think she'll go to the Sherwood Forest.
Okay.
Because,
I think I'll also go to Sherwood. That seems fun.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Given that, I think Cobb and Ehrlich will go with Zero and Vivi, and then Lydia will go with you guys to Sherwood Forest. So let's go to Sherwood Forest. Yeah, you see trees and plants everywhere. And while it has some kind of, like kind of Renaissance fair type of look at, like, first glance, it's like it's brighter, it's kind of family friendly. There's this ride that's being touted on one of the monitors about the Lost Woods, a ride through a fairy tale forest. Don't leave the path. And there's connections to like a woodland conservatory like behind it. It's like the casino itself is kind of hidden amongst these trees and plants and seems to be made of natural materials that's like rising from the trees, or maybe even part of the trees. It kind of gives you that weird effect of it being built amongst these combined treetops. Wisp, when you enter here, even though it's, of course, got like a gaudy surface fake look to it, what here gives you the impression that the door to home, the door to your home, is very, very close? What do you see? What do you sense? I'm sorry, Elle, are you there? I thought I saw that you were back.
I am back. I was talking. I was muted. I'm so sorry. Uh, what was I saying? I was saying that I think there's a particular sort of like fiery scent in the air, like the sort of aroma you get like after a forest fire.
Mm.
Which probably most of the patrons of the casino think is maybe like cigarette smoke or whatever. Like they don't think about it, right?
No, they
But to
don't.
Wisp, like immediately it's like, oh, this smells like home.
Is that why she eats cigarettes? No, I'm sorry. This is my question, not anybody that's with you.
Who knows?
Sorry.
Could be.
Yeah, so yeah, you smell that. And remind me, I'm sorry. So you guys left Donovan kind of stuck in the time thing. Maybe he's still growing, I guess, from Petri's created clone. So he's not with you, right? I just want to make sure that didn't happen.
Well, I interpreted my failure and then Petri's rescue as freeing him.
Mm.
So I assumed we left a partial statue of Donovan in the van.
Yeah, he's fine. He's got like legs.
But I'm saying it's like, if he's with you, there's going to be something that happens. But if he's not with you, then we're not going to worry about it. Is what I'm asking.
I assumed he was with us.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in which case, it's like I think, if he's trailing along behind you, Wisp and Petri, I think Donovan will suddenly shoot ahead and kind of call out as he passes you very quickly. He says, "The door! I sense the door!" And then he disappears inside the casino.
Well, that's never good.
Why didn't you just let him turn into stone?
Then he wouldn't have done this.
Exactly. That's why.
Vivi, I thought you went to the Red Rock.
Sorry, I'm
It's
losing
okay.
track.
No, that's okay. I'm just, yeah.
Sometimes
That's why I
it's
wanted
like
to
I can
clarify.
hear Vivi chastising me. I really don't need it from you either.
I'm using dimensional phasing to nag Petri from a
Another,
distance.
yeah, some other Petri.
Oh, that'll be yeah. Between the time and the reality phasing, I'm sure that's very possible. But anyway, yeah. So Donovan has run off ahead into the casino. Um, you guys are still outside, like looking at um, all the things that are available. I mean, I think that there's a natural looking board with like kind of like Celtic type handwriting on it, like listing all the activities that are around and like talking about the very anachronistic buffet that is available on the upper level. So, what do you do here?
I think Wisp will sigh and say to Petri, well, I have to go find him now. Uh, we'll meet here.
Good luck. You'll need it.
And yeah, Wisp is going to go in the direction that Donovan went. She's not like running after him or anything.
Oh,
There's
sure,
like not a lot of urgency here. She's just like, I guess I have to find him eventually.
sure,
He's gonna get in trouble otherwise.
yeah.
Um, I think if she like kind of loses track of him, she'll like start just like grabbing people from where they're sitting at their little slot machines, that's what they're called. Just like grab one, pick them up, go, you see someone who look like me? No, okay, thanks. And then like keep going. That
Would you like to grasp keys as you're doing all this fun stuff?
yeah, I think so.
Have you seen the Stowaway? Great. Sure. Yeah, so pick some darkness tokens, tell me how you're investigating, and then go ahead and roll. And of course, you can still use powers of darkness if you want, instead of just like, picking people up and searching.
I mean that is kind of one of her powers of darkness, colossal strength.
Okay. Well, I mean,
She's just like picking them up like by the collar, like they're mice by the tail, you know?
oh my God, that's hilarious. Yeah,
Uh,
just tell
I'm
me.
gonna spend. Actually, let me look the move first.
Yeah. Search for a clue, investigate the signs of the apocalypse, or use your powers of darkness to gather information.
Yeah, I'll spend 3 darkness tokens.
Okay.
I will roll. That's 11.
You uncover a key, but there's a significant complication, cost, or fallout. The keeper will tell you what it is. Okay. Ah. Oh, perfect. All right, so this will work in here, I think. There's a particular sound that I think Wisp fears above all. What is that sound, Wisp? And what or who makes it?
Hmm. I think it's the sound of the trumpet of the Royal Herald from back home. Yeah, that sounds right.
That is your key. Person hears a sound no one else can hear. You hear it very clearly as if it's like, carolining like, all throughout the place, like as if it's like, on the tannoy or whatever, but You're the only one that can hear it because no one else is reacting. Everybody's still gambling. Everybody's still heading over to the Lost Woods train, whatever. I mean, like, nobody else is reacting to this. But after you hear this horn call, or for the Royal Herald, do you hear anything else afterwards? Like when this sounds off, is it a hunting call? Is it for a pronouncement? What usually happens after this? After this sound, this trumpet?
Yeah, I think it is a hunting call. It's sort of the start of the wild hunt.
Yeah, so I think it's almost as if you've been projected back to that particular time, and then maybe you hear one of the huntsmen that you heard so long ago saying that they've spotted the quarry. They've tracked the the target, and you hear in this cacophony of sound, I think you hear Donovan's cry of, "Milady! Milady! Where are you?"
Can I tell whether that's because like okay, so these sounds are happening kind of they're either happening in my mind or they're happening on like a level that other people cannot hear.
Correct.
Um, is Donovan's voice also operating on that level, or do
Yes.
people react to it? Okay.
No, people don't react to anything. I mean, like they don't do not hear that whole thing happening. Yeah. And yeah, it sounds like it's distant from you and above you, like on an upper level.
Um, then I think she does sort of break into a run, following Donovan's voice,
Okay.
and following his uh like a very palpable like sense of fear and panic that she feels from him.
Yeah. I'm gonna head over to uh, Petri. Petri, what are you doing when Wisp leaves you to go inside? Do you
They got
follow?
roulette in here.
Yeah, I mean, like they have all these the standard games, but I mean, like in natural surroundings, very like what's a
I bet on a horse race. That seems like a thing they'd have in here.
yeah, they might. I mean, like it's probably out in the Woodland Conservatory, but instead of a horse race per se, like it's more like what the hell they call it? It's like the obstacle course.
Can I enter a horse race?
Oh my God.
No, that would be too
No.
much.
Well,
Sorry, I'm getting excited. It's been a while since we played this game.
yeah.
Uh, hmm. What am I doing? I think I'm listening to the trees. Let's grasp some keys.
Yeah. Even though the casino is snugly seated in the midst of all these trees, as if it's like partially treehouse, partially built in and around this landscape, I think you still hear the gentle susurrus of like the trees like talking to each other and kind of like like their branches and their leaves kind of batting against each other and then creating those sounds, those whispers, those crackles and
Oh,
rustles.
I don't care about that. I'm gonna make like the parasite I am and tap their root system.
Okay. I'm just saying. I mean, like,
Yeah, thank you.
as you're listening. Okay. Uh, grasp keys. Darkness tokens to spend and then roll.
All right, let's do 2 again.
Okay.
That is an 8 plus 2 for 10.
Okay. Uncover a key. I will tell you what it is. You're tapping into the root system, huh?
Yeah.
Hmm. I think as you tap into the root system, are you traveling through the root system or are you talking to the trees through the root system?
I was thinking of it like a wiretap, but
Okay.
whatever is easier for you to come up with something for.
Okay. All right. I think you're hearing all sorts of talk. And could be the trees, it could be the workers, it could be just patrons of this particular casino. But you hear several people discussing obviously counterfeit money, cut and pasted from various currencies. And finding it here in the casino. It's a poorly done trick, but it's almost as if the money is flowing from different realities and also from different countries, but it's like it's just an obvious done up job, and they're just kind of scoffing at it.
All right.
Okay, let me head over to the Red Rock. The Red Rock. This is a structure built solid like a palisade of rock and stone. It's cut in sliced sections. Polished floors, but rough elsewhere. And it gives you this impression of the solidity of the place, but then draped over the walls as part of decorations, there's like lattice work of chains, silver chains. Like the lobby atrium is crisscrossed with like an art installation of hanging chains. There's the banisters and such are like thick chains that are drawn out upon structures and then hanging down, glinting in this light. There's advertisement framed in chains about in-house performers called Cirque de Luna. There's a lot of kind of cave type decor, where there's like hints of archways and darkness. Yeah.
And do I have are there any of the handlers with me?
Yes. Ehrlich is there as well as Cobb. Do you stick with Zero, or are you two separating?
I'm going to leave that up to Vivi. Zero's going to do what he's going to do. If Vivi comes along, that's
I think Vivi's going to look at the decor and just take it in for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll turn to the handlers. Say, I feel like there's some aesthetic I'm missing here. Is this a... Actually, I don't want to know if it's a human mating thing. Vivi puts her hand down.
Oh, hmm.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yes. Well, I mean, if you're into this sort of thing, then yes, it could be possibly part of a mating ritual, but yes, it seems rather gothic. Looking around.
Right. Well,
We need
Vivi's going
to.
to look around the lobby and just look to see if there's any suggestion as to like where there might be something that looks, I don't know, more out of place than the rest of it, or a um just generally grasping for keys without really knowing specifically what I'm looking for here.
How would you like to grasp for keys? That's usually like a good way
Okay.
to start.
Looking for things that are out of place even more than,
Than usual.
I mean, this is a pretty unusual situation, but like,
Yeah. Yeah, go
or
ahead
if
and
people are talking about the vulture or have, I'm not sure, like anything like that.
well, the
Actually,
vulture.
that's a good question. Have people noticed the vulture?
The people that are gambling here, like off to the side, I mean, the machines are very ornately uh, decorated with the chain theme on them, um, or like this, the kind of like the theming of shackles or bars or anything like that on it. Um, yeah, they're kind of like rather glazed over looks of like just feeding stuff into the slot machine or playing cards, and they're really not um, paying attention to the outside. So unless
Okay.
they were actually outside walking around, like they weren't like making any kind of comment about the vulture that's like now perched over their the big archway, like lying in wait. And also like like the vulture will also alternate between perching there on the archway and then also kind of like circling the battlements of Red Rock. Darkness tokens and roll.
Yeah, I think if we want to just be like as outsider as possible for Vivi, they might just walk over to a random gambler and tap them on the shoulder and be like, "Excuse me, I'm looking for a magical deck of cards." And that is a 9.
Okay. All right, you find a key, no problem.
Sometimes all you have to do is be polite. And if it doesn't work, freeze them forever in time.
You were asking them specifically if they've seen a specific deck of cards.
Well, I would say I'm telling them that I'm looking for a specific magical deck of cards,
Oh, yeah.
and if they could direct me in the right direction. Or if they've heard anything about it. Ask random people until someone tells you the secrets of the universe.
Mm-mm. I think this is where the person's kind of gonna grunt and say, cards, and then they're kind of gonna be like waving a vague hand, like out there, like towards the actual tables of cards,
Mm.
and says, I, I don't know. I mean, I'm busy doing slots here and such. Yeah, just cards are over there, I think, and I mean, if you need anything, I mean, here I can spot you a few, and then they will actually hand you. Give me a second. I'm gonna put it in here. A money belt with unusual coins inside. Now you can contextualize the coins however you want to, but I'm gonna ask you in this moment, Vivi, when you look in the belt, in the money belt with the coins, what gives you the impression from these coins that this is not just regular currency, but also a trading of lives?
I think they are uh, they're kind of the sort of coins you see in old time slot machines, but the backs of them, the ones where you normally see a face on the coin, all the faces are unique, every single one.
And the person that gave them to you is like not turning away from their machine, but saying it's like, if you win anything at the cards, make sure that you pay me back, yeah?
Yes, thank you. Um hmm probably can't do it. This would be a Petri power. I wish I could point them at a machine that was going to win, but that's not really my jam. But
No.
It could be. You have time powers. Look into the future a little bit. What's stopping you? Your own cowardice. Do it.
okay, fine, fine. I have been goaded into using time powers to cheat at gambling.
Oh my god.
um, do I need to roll that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I
Okay,
mean, hold on. Power through darkness. Yeah, because it's
sure.
on things rather than someone.
9.
Okay. Use your powers with great precision and effect, changing the situation before you.
Um, Vivi will just sort of mentally scroll through the next few minutes in various alternate timelines, and then we'll say, "Well, I can repay you now." And they reach down and they point sort of diagonally forward. Try that machine.
Hmm. Huh. Well, all right. Ah. Ah, let me finish this little set right here. And you're saying that machine. They're still not looking, but I mean they kind of point to the correct one. Okay.
It
All
has
right.
many lights and colors and some very loud sounds in its future.
A seer, huh? Okay then. Hmm. You may want to talk to Cerulean Mond. She seems to she seems to know what's what. Just like you. Sometimes she can even see the ripples that go ahead, she says. Hmm.
Vivi gets real excited for a minute, talk to someone else who can look at time in a similar way.
She's she's the woman that's like all in colors. She can't help but wear so many colors all at once. Got jewelry, sparkling, and she's got beautiful umber skin. I
Vivi
don't
will,
think you'll be able to miss her.
if Vivi will take a quick look around and see if they see someone like that, and if so, we'll motion everyone else over. Be like, I have a lead.
Well, Zero, tell me where you went.
I think pretty quickly Zero got lost in the crowd, and Zero is uh he's looking for something amongst all the people that he's passing by. He's looking for someone who is feeling the way he felt at first when he was first found and released. He's looking for Prometheus.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay. Do you want to grasp keys while you're doing that?
I think that is exactly what he's doing.
Okay.
And I will going to take 2 keys for leaning into my condition that affects me, which is reckless. And I'm going to immediately use those 2 keys.
Okay.
You mean darkness?
Tokens.
Sorry, darkness, yes.
Mm-hmm.
A 7.
Uh-huh. What is this? You find more than you were ready for. You may choose to mark ruin to uncover a key, but in doing so, the keeper will reveal how you come closer to becoming a harbinger.
I think instead I will burn my bond with Mr. Geyer.
Okay.
And I think it's Mr. Geyer's the fervor with which he wants to imprison this person again
Mm-hmm.
makes Zero more adamant to find him first.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you uncover a key. Let me give you that key first. All right. I'm going to say that as you're looking around and you're looking, at people, like trying to get a handle on, who's around, trying to see who's giving you the impression of like, this is the guy that is being hunted essentially to pay his dues, even though it seems like he probably has already many, 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 many times over. I think you see near one of the elevators. You will see what looks like wavy-haired man in the ancient Greece type of frieze. I think that's what it's called, like style on the wall, carved into what looks like lava rock. It's got that kind of like porous material or what have you, and it's this image carved into it right by the elevator, or one of the elevators set back. It's not one of the main elevators, but it's like an elevator that's set back that looks like it would go to the penthouse suite of the Red Rock. And that gives you that's a key, but it also gives you this impression when you look at it of somebody that's familiar to you. Actually, you get this like superimposed vision in your head of, okay, here's the etched image, but then you can see this person's smiling face. Longer hair, of course, but I mean, like, you can see this person's smiling face at you as if they've known you for some time. Like as if you are recalling a memory.
Great. I think Zero is going to want to dig into that a little more. And he's going to travel through the portal that connects his dreams to this thing's dreams.
Oh dear. Okay, walk with me in dreams. Locations, objects, and Harbinger's dream. Yep. Seek an insight or wisdom. Spend darkness tokens and roll. Yep.
Yeah, I think I'll do another 2, my last 2 darkness tokens for now. 14.
I mean, this is great in any other game, but wow, you guys are just like trying to blow up the world. On 11 plus, you come across something disturbing. Choose one from above and then one from below. So, tell me what you choose.
Well, I think I would very much like to unearth a secret, and I'm going to. How's my ruin? Where's my ruin at? I've got 0 ruin right now. I will take a ruin.
You are in the grasp of something horrifying. Horrifying. Let me check safety. Hold on. Give me a sec. Okay. If it's too much, let me know. Okay, so unearth a secret. You see the dream of this etched image, and it's like giving you the impression of the person who put it there. The same person that you're seeing in superimposed in the vision. It's this person laughing with you, talking with you, telling you their dreams, and greeting you like an old friend and saying, they're just so wonderful. They have such an imagination. You walk with them. You can hear them. You can see them. Like all the things that they think about, and some scary things too. And I can almost taste and see that at night in the darkness. And I want to help them. Like this person looks at you like with such hope, with such optimism in their face. It's like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna help them, and maybe they'll love me. They'll love me for it. They'll be appreciative. They'll treat me like I'm a god. And then it's almost like it immediately switches up into a nightmare of this etching, which you feel as if you are this person who you just talked to. So you are no longer looking at them, but you are them, and you are seeing your naked form, and this vulture looks like Geyer. You're not sure, because all you see is that wicked beak pecking into your body and getting something visceral out. And that's where the ruin's coming from. Yep. Okay.
We'll do it.
All right. Cool. Okay. And let's see. What time is it? Okay. So let's see. Let me see. All right, Wisp, I'm gonna deal with you, and then like depending on like how this turns out, like if this may be how we cliffhang off of this session. Okay, so you go running up from where you hear the sounds, the hunting call. You know it's the wild hunt. You feel it in your bones. Do you feel it compelled to join this hunt, if that's what it is? Or are you fighting against it?
Yeah, I think she's fighting against it. I think we probably see like cinematically like a brief flash to Wisp in the Fey realm, hearing this call, and sort of instinctually like turning and running
Away? Or
away. Yeah.
okay, okay. How do you feel right now that you're running towards? I mean, this is yeah. What does that feel like for you, knowing that this is scaring you, but then you're still going towards it?
I think her desire to protect Donovan, as annoying as he is, uh, trumps her fear right now. Um, I mean, as harsh as it may seem, that she, told him you shouldn't have followed, you should have just left. She thinks it's for his own good, right? And now this is like, she couldn't have imagined that this would happen necessarily, but it's like a manifestation of, on the level of like her worst fears of like what Donovan would have to go through if he didn't, just go his own way.
Right. I think as you're you're pounding up the levels, I mean, like, it's kind of like partly ramp, sometimes stairs, but they're kind of overgrown, as if they've cut out different pathways through this forest, through the trees. Again, like, kind of as if they've built this casino as part of it, and on it, and within it as well. Um, you are noticing that you are going into the canopy of the forest. And when you burst through the canopy, you realize that you are now on the plains. You are on the plains of your home. What does this feel like as it stretches out in front of you? What do you see, Wisp?
I think the plains are, it's clear that they used to be at some point lush and green and verdant. Green and verdant mean the same thing, so of course they would be both of them. But I think the ground is like charred. It's whatever vegetation remains is sort of like ash black, like as Wisp steps onto this terrain. We see like the grass like crumble underneath her feet. In the distance, I mean, all she can see is destruction. Like we see like places that used to be probably bustling villages, which are now nothing but broken spires and rubble. Um, we see like carcasses of like great beasts that were slain and kind of left to slain and like plundered for whatever is valuable and left to rot. And there's that smoke in the air and that like stink. And just like very, very far in the distance, we can just see like a pinprick of like golden light, which is where the very few, the rich and the powerful, um, the royals and nobility live far away from all this.
Who do you, or, excuse me, who or what do you think they're hunting?
Um, I think they're hunting scavengers. People like Wisp.
The leader of the wild hunt. Friend or foe?
Definitely a foe of Wisps, if she knows them personally at all.
I think where you burst out, maybe you're at the edge of the plane because again, you're bursting out of the canopy. So behind you, it's still dark but lush. The charred remains of the vegetation's thick enough to kind of keep you covered. Um, and I think you hear the call again, and maybe you see them gallop past, I should say, and maybe ahead of them, there's the beaters, like the advanced hunters, or like the sniffing beasts or whatever, and maybe in front of them, distant, you hear like Donovan calling out for you, trying to find you.
I have a move that I haven't used before, um, called Your Reputation Precedes You.
Mm-hmm.
When I first encounter a named NPC or faction, I can declare that they have intimate ties with Division.
Mm.
When I do so, I spend darkness tokens and roll, and the keeper will tell me something significant and valuable, presumably about them, even
Mm-hmm.
on a miss.
Okay.
So I think when she sees the leader ride by, she recognizes. I think we established that Faye had been sending delegations to meet with Division. They're
Mm-hmm.
working on some project
Yep.
that she's not supposed to know about.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think we established who exactly the Fae was sending. So I
Mm-mm.
think I want to declare now that
Okay.
like Wisp recognizes this person from like seeing them at Division.
Okay.
And I will spend 3 darkness tokens.
Okay.
7.
7. Ooh, they have something on you. What terrible secret do they know about you? Who is it and what do they know?
Um, Before I answer that question, will you tell me something significant and valuable about them?
Oh, yes. Yes. Hmm. I mean, if it's all right with you, I want to say that they have been in cahoots with Division, and I think that they are the reason that you are there. That you were called, summoned, something, to our world. I think you realize that they are maybe your memory was hazy, but I think it snaps into place that they were there when you tripped whatever dimensional trap brought you to uh, Earth, you know, and they were, what's the word? They looked triumphant when you fell into the trap.
Yeah, that's cool. Um, I think then that the terrible secret they know about me. I mean, for anyone else, I don't think this would be a terrible secret, but it is for Wisp.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think they know that she is the daughter of the Fae Queen, who was cast out in order to avert the prophecy coming to fruition, like a Moses sort of vibe. I'm thinking.
Nice.
Wait, is that Moses?
Wait,
He was like put in a basket and sent down the Nile as a baby, allegedly.
Moses.
Yep.
Okay,
Moses.
good. I was like, wait, is that another guy?
It's the other dude. No, no, that was Moses. That's fine. I mean, there's been plenty of babies packed away and like tried to, nope, get away from us for whatever reason. Oh man. Oh, that's a mess. Um, yeah. And I think at this moment, because of the 7, not only do they, well, I should say, okay, so cinematically, it's like, you see this memory snap into place, and then they spot you coming out of the forest. And the look of recognition is taken over by a mask of fury. And then in the regular world that we know about, I think this is where every single slot machine in Red Rock and in Sherwood Forest, and probably in the other 2 casinos, everything hits at the same time. A cacophony as every bell on Earth seems to ring at once. Coins spill out, overflowing with excess. People scoop up their winnings and then return to playing, more intent and driven than ever, as the clock ticks over. Jackpot. And that's where we'll end for this evening. All right, so let's take a look at end of session stuff as well as impulses. See if that got done. Give me a second. So let's take a look at everybody. Summoned. Did you express your monstrous nature and or express your humanity?
Yeah, I think I expressed my humanity and my concern for Donovan.
Yeah. Even though you didn't want to, but yeah. Did you learn something significant about yourself and or your impending ruin?
Yeah, I found out this as yet unnamed NPC was instrumental in my being caught by Division.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Did you learn something significant about a fellow monster?
Um, did I?
No, don't think so.
Is
Well, I mean, like,
Briar a
yeah,
monster?
I would, kind of monstrous, not deity. What am I thinking of? Supernatural beings, so that can count. That's fine. Did you uncover at least one key of the apocalypse? Hell yeah, so you do not have to worry about ruin. And did you have an impulse that you worked on today?
Did you learn something significant about your prophecy? I don't, it doesn't sound like she knows yet, that this other person knows the secret about her. So maybe not.
Okay. Alrighty, cool. Alright, so take those points and then add it to your XP. Alright, found. Did you express your monstrous nature and or express your humanity?
I think a little bit of both.
I mean, you're really utilizing your powers for definite sure, and it's like I feel like your human side is coming out in your desire to keep going back to McDonald's. That's great. So, take an XP. Did you learn something significant about yourself and or your impending ruin?
I feel like learning that he might have been buddies with Prometheus is significant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you learn something significant about a fellow monster? I mean, again, if you want to think like finding about a Geyer is like enough, you could totally take that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'll take that.
And you did uncover a key of the apocalypse, so no ruin. You already marked ruin for something else. And what was your impulse for today?
Did I open my mind or heart to another monster? Accidentally, I did.
Yeah, you did. Yep. Alrighty. The last. Did you express your monstrous nature and or express your humanity?
Yes, I mean, freezing someone and then breaking things. It's not particularly monstrous, but it's at least somewhat. But doing it because
Fucked up for sure.
jealous is definitely human.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you learn something significant about yourself and or your impending ruin?
I don't think so.
Did you learn something about significant about a fellow monster? Again, the Geyer point can count.
Yeah.
It's fine. And you did uncover at least one key of the apocalypse, so no ruin to worry about. What was your impulse for today?
Did you find an innocent target for your grief, despair, or fear? Jealousy,
God,
maybe.
that's so good.
That's so good. Yep. Okay. Take those points. All right. Angel, did you express your monstrous nature and or express your humanity?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I think both by growing a whole new Donovan.
Oh my god. That's so wackadoodle, but okay, take that point. Did you learn something significant about yourself and or your impending ruin?
No.
Okay. Did you learn something significant about fellow monster?
No.
I mean, if you want to take the Geyer point, I have no problems.
All right.
You did uncover at least one key of the apocalypse, so no ruin to worry about. What was your impulse for today?
My impulse was, oh, God damn it, I had a really good one I was just going to write. But my impulse was, did you discover truth and find it wanting? I don't think so.
All right. So take what points you got, and we're good for end of session stuff. And then stars and wishes. This. Oof. Welcome back. Whomever wants to start, or I can. Oh my god. Stars, it was good to be back. Thank you. And everybody had a chance to, I think, kind of not only use powers, but also like show more of their personality. So it was interesting to see. I'm sorry if like the NPCs were a bit hit or miss tonight. It was just like trying to get back into the groove of things, and I'm like, wait, I have like 5 NPCs in the same scene. Jeez, why do I do that to myself? So
We really set you up for this one.
it's fine. I mean, like this is the kind of stuff that I need. It's fine. I mean, like I like challenges, especially when it comes to creating people out of whole cloth. It's great. But no, I mean, like stars for the interactions, and then like like I said, I do not mind if you guys go off and check out everything. I mean, like this is the point of this particular mystery, and I'm good for it. I mean, just all the things that we're finding out, all the things that are happening. I mean, like great stars. Again, I keep on missing the opportunity to star particular things because there were some cute moments, some scary moments, and what the hell moments. So stars for those, even though I don't remember them specifically, and I apologize for that. Wishes, yeah, seeing more of Vivi and Petri, seeing things from their perspective. I mean, like I know we did a lot with like Zero and Wisp in this particular session, but I mean, I want to like deal with you two when we come back for next time, and then figure out how we're going to introduce all the NPCs and then include like the agents to help you out with this. Yeah, I'll figure it out by next time. But it was good to be back. So all over star for that. All right. Who wants to go next?
I will go. Also, Star, it was good to get back. It felt nice to come back at the beginning of a mystery that feels so different than what we've been to before. Like this is it feels bigger, but also less urgent, which is, I mean, I know it's urgent, but it wasn't like the island has monsters coming on it and this teenager is missing urgent. So it's nice. It's feels like it's a good opportunity to really get into the more mystery solving side of things. I only wrote down two quotes today. First one was Wisp hissing different verb at Vivi, and also Chris wondering whether we could turn Las Vegas into a fungal cube. Which, I mean, it's like halfway there. So,
That wasn't a question.
oh,
That was my
okay.
stated intent.
Okay. Well, hey, I mean, yeah. Uh, I really enjoyed Vivi basically just causing all sorts of mischief, not really meaning to do that, but just having feelings and also just being too curious for their own good. Uh, Getting to see more of Wisp interacting with things from her home dimension is great, and I look forward to more of that. As soon as you mentioned the Wild Hunt, I was like, I am all the way in. Uh, and Petri is continues to be a lot of fun. I want to see Petri actually get into like real Las Vegas trouble, something that could only happen here. Uh, I don't know what that means yet, but that's what I want to see. Anti-star for the dropped dinner. I'm sorry.
Eh.
Um, uh, yeah, wishes. Looking forward to seeing more. Oh, and Mads, also just your descriptions of all the locations were so good and so evocative. And yeah, the what Zero found on the wall, and Mr. Geyer, and just everything really, really good set dressing, and a lot of fun to get back into the world as presented by Mads.
And there's still 2 more casinos to go, so you barely scrape the surface.
I can go. All right. I have, where did I put my notes? So what I have written down for Wisp is I hear Montana is nice. I love the way Wisp does callbacks. Like you're just trying your best to do small talk, but as a threat. And second star for the description of the like wasted countryside in the wake of the Wild Hunt. That was great. Stars to Matt for Vivi, like letting loose, being a little bad, gambling a little. I feel like we've never seen Vivi do that before, and I'm excited. Stars to Ben for Zero, just wandering off, just leaving. Fantastic.
Remember, he's a
And
god.
sure, why not? And stars to Mads. I really enjoy all the color you gave to the casinos, especially that like freeze that Zero was talking to. Someone was talking to. It was Zero. Y'all see that? My lights just flickered. Anyway, I'm done. Oh, wishes. Uh, yeah, I want to gamble. I want to like bet my true name on something. I want to take risks I cannot physically take. I've got true names to spare. Don't worry about it. What even is truth?
I will go. Um, Ben, star again for Zero, just up and leaving. That was like the most. I'm a bored god teenager. It was so good. Like such a little thing, but it was so perfect for the character. Um, Chris, I appreciated the rescue was from Vivi's bad role was so much weirder than the role itself. I really liked that. That was fun. Um, and I we get to have a whole maybe like, is this the same Donovan? Who knows? Um, and also yeah, fungal cube. Uh, Elle, I appreciated Wisp being suspicious about the sprite. That was a funny little like. Clearly, it wasn't in a McDonald's cup, so it couldn't have been as good. It was just like it's so great how little these characters understand about the world sometimes, and I love the little touches like that. Uh, Mads, I really like Gyre. I think there was interesting characterization, and I was surprised when there was an actual transformation. But then, like retroactively not that surprised, but it was good in the moment, and just the whole thing with the pate. It was good. I like that character. That was fun. Um, wishes. I have two specific hopes. Uh, One is that Petri has some just horrible hangover-esque Vegas shenanigan, which only Petri could get into. And two, I hope Vivi gets thrown out by casino security for being able to see the future. Because that feels like a bad power to have in a casino if you want to stay in the casino. So I think that'll be fun. I'm also which I'm looking forward to speaking to Cerulean. I think that will be interesting for Vivi.
Um, yeah, I feel like casino security has to be all the way already on their way to apprehend Vivi. Like they saw that on the security cameras.
We're
They
like,
were like, no, they gotta get out of here. Um, yeah, stars. Yeah, I love this new thing of Vivi causing problems. Seemingly not on purpose, but I feel like they kind of know what they're doing. I think they're maybe playing innocent a little bit. I'm very curious about that in any case. I think it's really fun. Um, I really like the dynamic between Zero and Prometheus already, even though they haven't met. I really like the way that you're approaching it and characterizing that relationship already, Ben. Um, and I really liked Petri kind of tapping into the root system of the trees to collect gossip. I thought it was very typical Petri, which is like atypical anyone or anything else. um, for stars, yeah, I would, or sorry, wishes, I would like to see Vegas shenanigans as well. Um, I want to have an excuse to go see Cirque de Luna.
mm.
Um, just because I don't know why. I have no plans for that. I just think it's funny. And yeah, I want Wisp to interact with Prometheus at some point too. I don't know how we're gonna make that happen, but we can figure it out. Um, yeah.
Oh man, so much exciting stuff because getting some ideas of how, well, the major players in each of the different casinos haven't haven't met anybody yet. So I mean, like, like, again, this is just like barely scraping the surface, and I can't wait for you guys to dig harder and dig deeper into all of this stuff, Vegas shenanigans and more. I mean, like, just yes and everything. I mean, obviously, I was not going to think of, like, people turning Vegas into a fungal cube, and I was not going to think of, wait, like, they're like all confused over like wanting Sprite and then wanting to go back to McDonald's. Why is this a thing? But it's a thing, and I think it's awesome because then it just really shows how kind of extraordinary all of you are in these weird ordinary circumstances, but then now it's even more blown up because reality is shifting, so now the circumstances are extraordinary. So I can't wait. I can't wait to see what you all do with all of these casinos and the hell you figure out. I forgot to put in to add a key from Vivi's Dream Protocol because like we could have like called back to that, but I totally forgot to throw a clue at you, Vivi, before that. So yeah, I'll remind myself to do that next session. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. Welcome back again, and it was a wonderful session. Happy gaming for all the stuff that you're doing this week. If I don't already see you for something else, and I will see you next Monday to continue onward. Wait, hold on. Let's check dates. 22, 30, no, 20, 29. Okay, we're still good because you're out on the 5th, right, Chris? So aside from that, we should all be here next Monday. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Alrighty. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful evening and good week. See ya.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
night.
the
Thank you.
Have a good
Night.
night.